I see fashion as a way of expressing oneself. My name is Paul Lindor. I'm the CEO of PCJ Group for about like 5 or 6 years now. PCJ wasn't really originally the name of the company. The name of the company started like PCJ Holding, and after that, it changed to PCJ Marketing Web Media Communication. Now that's when I took over, and I changed the name. I changed the company's name, from PCJ Marketing and Web Media Communication to PCJ Group. PCJ stands for Paul Christopher Jonathan. That's an acronym of our name, my son's name, and myself. I grew up in fashion. I've always known fashion. I remember, back then when I was really a kid, in New York, and as I was growing up, my mom had about like 2 or 3 stores and clothing stores. And even in high school, I mean, even before high school, junior high school, elementary school, after school, I would come to the stores, looking at people and trying to understand what are they doing. They choose. People will come and just choose the fabric, and my mom was like kind of supervising everybody. There were a bunch of people working at the stores, and I was mesmerized, by the fact that people would just choose a fabric and transform the fabric into a clothing or a garment and clothing article. The whole process mesmerized me. My mom really wanted me to be the next person, to take over, but that didn't happen. I see fashion as a way of expressing oneself. Basically, every single brand, has a meaning. In order for us to understand the secondary brands, you have to understand the meaning of the primary brand. For instance, GC Brothers, that's basically business. It's a business brand. GC Private Collection, it's a very sophisticated brand. And if you follow the line of that brand, and by looking at the secondary brands, you will see that those brands themselves, reflect the same tendency, which the primary brand had, set out to be. The biggest challenge I encountered in creating those brands was we had to do something that was different out there, because so many fashion companies, so many boutiques, so many stores, so many malls, so many people want to get into fashion. A lot of people think about fashion. It's just luxury, glamour, and going to a catwalk, and that was it. One of the challenges, I think, was to come up with something that is not out there, something that is very different than the competition. I think the fact that I've met and encountered and worked with wonderful people, people will go to basically 4 corners of the world to achieve, our dream and beliefs. They are willing to go to India, they are willing to go to different countries, because, when we're sending staff or personnel in different countries, they have an objective, to really conduct a vetting process. And I think I'm proud of the teams. We would not be able to make it where we are now or what we have done without the team. It's a teamwork, team achievement. It's not one man's work. Very busy. It's a very busy because it's not just telling people, what to do. It's also supervising and making sure that what they are doing was done properly, appropriately. So on a daily basis, I wake up practically around like 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning, I do my gym session. I come back from the gym and I will start working. And because different parts of the world, even if it's 5 o'clock, it's already daytime, and you have to kind of synchronize all these different time zones. And I end up doing it, I mean, because I have to do it. But the usual day usually begins with conferences, Zoom conferences, and meeting other teams, delegating to them, different responsibilities, and finding out what happened yesterday and what's going to happen today. Whether it's fashion designers, whether it's graphics, whether the French team, whether the Brazilian team, the African team, Canadian team. I mean, we have teams almost everywhere, and every day I have to get in touch with almost everybody. I think my first message to them would be stick by us, keep up the good faith, we will keep up the good work. Sustainability, high-end quality products, sophistication. That's a way of showing to others, who you are, by what you're wearing. It's a projection of your personality, basically, fashion. I would suggest to everyone to try cardigan. You have so many different shapes and forms that PCJ Group has created. You have the possibility of wearing so many different cardigans. That's a must-have.